From the book Super Attractor, Methods for Manifesting a Life Beyond Your Wildest Dreams by Bernstein. We're reading from Chapter 1, the 3-step Choose Again method. You don't have to fix your whole life to feel better now. In fact, you don't have to do much at all. Begin your shift into alignment with the method I call Choose Again. The more you practice this method, the more it will become your second nature. In time, you'll be able to quickly follow the method in your mind whenever you need it. For now, let your journal support your path. Step 1. Notice the thought. When you find yourself stuck in negativity or fear, consciously step back. You can do this by noticing that your thoughts and energy are out of alignment with joy. Ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Write down your answer in your journal. Step 2. Forgive the thought. Forgive yourself for being misaligned and celebrate your desire to shift. Thank your negative feelings and thoughts for showing you what you don't want and revealing what you do. Next to each negative thought that you document, write the words, "Thank you for revealing to me what I don't want so that I can clarify what I do want." Step 3. Choose again. Answer this question in your journal. What is the best feeling thought I can find right now? Then ask the universe to guide you towards that thought. In your journal, write down this prayer or say it to yourself. Thank you, universe, for guiding my thoughts towards good feeling emotions. Thank you, universe, for guiding my thoughts towards good feeling emotions. As you practice this step, remember that you are reaching for the next best feeling. You're not required to land on ultimate solution. So for instance, if you're struggling with finances, the thought, "I'm going to be out of debt in 1 week," is likely to create more misalignment because you probably wouldn't believe it. Instead, choose a thought that feels realistic and possible. For this step to work, you must believe in your next best thought. If there's any doubt, then your energy won't back up your prayer. Keep in mind that the universe always hears your prayer, but your energy must support those prayers in order for you to hear the guidance that the universe provides. Let's look together at how we might apply the 3 steps of the Choose Again method. As before, imagine someone who's suffering from financial lack and uncertainty. Understandably, this person's dominant thoughts center around debt and the crippling fear of not being able to pay their bills. They become obsessed with these fearful thoughts because the inner voice of fear, otherwise known as the ego, has convinced them that the more they think about it, the more they can control their circumstances. It is at this stage that we can start to apply the initial step of recognizing the negative thoughts. It's normal, of course, to think that obsessing over an issue is how we find solutions, but it actually has the opposite effect. The more mentality tends towards fear and lack, the further away you are from allowing the solutions to come into your consciousness. We bring energy to the object of our focus. That energy influences our emotional state, and it is our emotional state that is our point of attraction. Fear-minded thinking puts us out of alignment with positive energy. When we are out of alignment with positive energy, we're disconnected from the support of the universe. The universe has the capacity to bring forth creative solutions for earning, new ways of managing money, and other ideas that the fear-based logical mind cannot come up with. But we have to be in a receptive place to hear the answers. The way out of that negative loop is through step 2, forgiving the misaligned thoughts. Through forgiveness, we can release the past and accept that the present moment offers an opportunity for grace. Even a slight moment of presence is enough to redirect our energy and get positive momentum to help choose a better thought. Moving to step 3, we think, what is the best feeling thought I can find right now? A nice way to get there in this instant could be with a statement like, I'm open to creative possibilities for abundance. This statement becomes a prayer. By saying this kind of affirmation silently or out loud, we make a massive announcement to the universe that we're ready to choose again. The very second we choose a loving thought, our emotion shifts and our energy changes. This is realignment with the universe. I really like the 3-step choose again method because recently I was going through something which was putting me in this victim mentality. And when I read about this, and I thought to myself, what is the next best thought I can choose? And I instantly got an answer. And that really helped me shift my emotional state. So, well, for me, this method really worked right away. When you're in a negative loop, you'll start to judge yourself for it. You'll start to resist that negative loop of thoughts and you won't accept it as much. So, this method gives you a beautiful way out, which is to take out your journal and write down, how do I really feel right now? What that does that it helps you release whatever it is that you're feeling without having to suppress it, right? And if you find yourself being impatient, thinking that I want to feel better, I want to get rid of this negative loop, so that is being in resistance. That will only expand the experience and won't shorten it, okay? The obsession and the resistance will only enhance your suffering, so we don't want that. So first step is of course to release it, and once you've released it, you can forgive that thought and you can just be like, I forgive myself for thinking negatively or for thinking this way or for thinking or being in the victim mentality. That is such an important step because we're releasing the guilt of feeling this way. A lot of the law of attraction techniques teach you to think positive. What that does is that you start resisting and then you start judging yourself and you feel guilty of thinking that way. It's a whole another loop that we start. So we don't want to go there. So we forgive ourselves. It's natural for us to think that we are to move into a negative loop, especially if we've just recently had a toxic situation that came up or a toxic interaction that came up or something that put us in a state of victimhood or guilt or embarrassment or anger, whatever it is, right? When we come out of this dramatic situation, it is natural for us to be in this loop of thought. Remember, it is natural, okay? So release it first on a piece of paper and then move to forgiveness, and that is such a beautiful way to go ahead. And of course, I like the fact that it doesn't ask you to completely shift your emotional state. It just asks you to choose a thought that is better than the one before, which is easier and it is believable, right? So I totally love this method, and many more such methods coming up and many more such wisdom coming up from different books and authors. I really love this technique. It's a very mindful technique. You have to be conscious. You are consciously choosing to respond within yourself, which is just amazing. It's my mantra.